And a good evening to you, rugby fans. We are deep in the heart of Texas. National Collegiate Rugby brings you Friday Night Rugby here in Austin. It is the University of Texas versus Texas A&M, the Longhorns versus the Aggies here in Round Rock. I am John Broker, joined by Wendy Young, a great rugby analyst, and your Scrum Half connection. Wendy, we have a great game coming up in the capital city.
We do tonight, John. You know, A&M took this one last year, 96-5. That was back in College Station at their home field. But now they've graduated a big class, so they're expecting a bit of turnover. So they've got some rookies out tonight, and Texas going to be looking to take advantage of that.
Take a look at the Texas team getting ready to go here. The Longhorns looking to defend their hometown tonight. As you said, Aggies bringing in a pretty young team. Their coach is eager to see what these players can do. But we're going to start by talking through some of the key players you want to keep your eye on this evening. Let's go to the visiting Aggies. Wendy, take us through.
Yeah, we've definitely got to keep our eye out for the scrum half, Lillian Morgan. She's going to be all over the pitch. She's just a force out there. And then, of course, the inside center, Genevieve Pace. She has pace to burn for absolutely days.
Now we turn to the Texas Longhorns. On the Longhorns, keep an eye out for Nia Barkham, the number 8, coming off the back of the scrum there, really pushing this team around. And at 10 is going to be Bella Rankin. Bella Rankin, the senior, she's an NCR All-Star National Champion, captain of the team, and she will keep this team moving. And at 12, Alyssa Encarnacion, a psychology major out of San Antonio, Texas, patrolling the midfield and bringing some power to this. Those are your key players for the Longhorns. Taking a look at the coaches here, we have Rebecca Chewy Carcano from Texas A&M. Very talented coach down there. Wendy will know a bit more about these coaches as we get going. Great coaching staff getting things built. Speaking of which, there's head coach Chris Karsten for the Longhorns. Aviator glasses in full effect, ready to go for this game. These coaching staffs are pumped for this matchup. We will take a look at the lineups, starting with the Aggies.
And in our prop position, we've got to start out with Samantha Vera, the hooker Bella Huvar, and then a late replacement. We'll have 16 on Eliza Mayhem. Our locks, Paige Worcester, Shelby Boyd, and then our flanker, Skylar, and then our other flanker will be Yoon. 8-man backing this one up is Erin Castling. With the backs, we'll start with our scrum half. We talked about her already. Lillian Morgan, Hannah Blockinger at 10, then Dakota Fisher on the wing, Genevieve Pace in the centers, and then backed up by Sophie Groves and fullback Iris Kanan.
Great team there for the Aggies. We said pretty young, some more experience here on the Longhorns. Up front is Sunshine Aufia, Layla Faniel and Madeline Jones in the front row. The power room of Lauren Kanzi and Dana Isabella Herrera. And on the back row is Isabel Skylar with Sydney Yoon and Nia Barkham that we spoke about at the back. In the backs, Sorsha Wilson at number 9. We talked about Bella Rankin running things from 10. In the centers, joining Alyssa Encarnacion is Madison Chapman. On the wings are Maya Davies-Honea and Skylar Morin with Hannah Chaudhry, bringing it up in the back for fullback with this Longhorns team. Take a look at your referee for tonight's contest. That is Carlos Rivera. You see some of the fans starting to get together. They're expecting a good crowd here in Round Rock for the game to get underway. Great matchup coming for you here in Round Rock, Texas. Just about to kick off are the Longhorns. Longhorns, you see Rankin running from right to left on your screen in the black and orange. Hanging one up in the air. Longhorns pick up their own ball, quick and ready to go. Into it they go with Skylar Morin. Skylar Morin, the first-year player out of Austin, Texas. And an early whistle there from referee Rivera. A great kick there from Rankin, Wendy. A great pickup by one of her teammates.
Yeah, it's a really good idea to just get the kick going early. They do like to go to the boot, do Texas, and try to build some space. And why wouldn't you with a cannon like Rankin?
Absolutely good player there. Texas A&M will have the first put in at a line out here. See this beautiful evening in Round Rock, Texas. All in looking to get it into the hands of Paige Worcester. but turned over. No, not turned over. Excuse me. The Aggies do come down with it. Looked like it went the other way to me for just a second there. As they get set to move this ball wide, some running pods. Coach Carcano talking about being direct tonight. Aaron Kesselang takes that one into contact for the Aggies. And the Aggies, another phase here early on. Just a little over a minute gone in Friday Night Rugby. Week number 5 here. Another pod looking for a little offload. Doesn't materialize. Get some yards after contact, moving that ball just a bit more. Aggies continue on the move here. Aggies looking for some width. See a little direction there, trying to move them wider, but ball spilled. It's up in the hands of the player, Nia Barkham, we talked about before. Nia Barkham gained some ground for the Longhorns, and the Longhorns on the move. Quick ball coming out here from Sorsha Wilson. She looks left. She's going to go right to a waiting pod. A bit of a bounce pass there, but they're able to pick that up and just turn around the corner. That's Layla Faniel, the junior out of Angleton, Texas, Angleton High School. She's an economics major at the University of Texas, and it comes up to her front row partner, Madeline Jones. Madeline Jones takes it in. Quickly they come into the hands of Rankin. Rankin gets her midfield going. Encarnacion gets one a little flat-footed, but able to get the ball away. It looks like there's a little space out here. We'll see if they come out, and they do. That's Davies Honea, but spills the ball. Referee whistles. We're going to have a scrum here to the Texas A&M Aggies.
It's a good little run, though. They're really starting to see some space. They've gotten around the backs, and man, if Maya Davies Hones, we'll see her here in just a minute, but look at them moving the ball and just holding it just long enough, and that pass there, fantastic, but starting to think about running before catching that ball. You can see that little smile on her face when she goes, oh, I was away if I catch that. So we're going to see Davis Hone. I think we're going to see her into the open more, and you know she's going to catch it the next time, and then she might be in for 5.
Yeah, and you saw early a couple of, punches there from their forwards, and that width opened up for them. So the opportunity is certainly there. Aggies to get the ball in through Gracie Streetman, but it comes back here to the Longhorn. Longhorns take it away, get it to Rankin. They're in the middle of the field. Encarnacion. Wide they go, looking to play that with again. They get it to Skylar Moore, and she took down the first kickoff, but is well tackled this time. Turns around, gets the ball down. That is Madison Chapman. Encarnacion's center partner, but knocked it on again. Good work here by the Longhorns to get down in the sand and get some phases, find some room, but they're just slipping up at that last moment, Wendy.
They are. It's good pressure from A&M that's causing some of these knock-ons as well. They're a little bit scattered, I'd say, on the edges, but in the middle, they're starting to find their pieces. So if they can keep it together and try to contain these dangerous wings, but another one, Skylar Morin would have wanted that one back. She could have also been in for UT.
A&M put the ball in. Ball to come in here from the Aggies. Stolen by the Texas Longhorns. Off the back comes Barkham. She gets by the scrum half. She gets by another one. First points of the game are Nia Barkham. 5 points to the Longhorn. You can hear the crowd excited with that first try.
And that's really good work by that front row. They won the race across the tunnel, as they call it, and then just the hook to get that one across. As you see those horns up in the air for those UT players, but Nia Barkham just getting it done from the back of that scrum there out of Schertz, Texas. Clearly a smart player with that neuroscience degree underway as well. And John, we know there's 2 groups of alumni groups out there, but this one, Texas gets the first cheer as Barkham with a big step off the right foot. A little bit of a fend there. You can see it here, just gets around that scrum half. And then again, there's another fend there, that wing trying to come through and stop her, but she's just too strong.
And the kick just pushes wide there, but Rankin had the distance, nearly had that one. So we'll stay at 5-0. It is going to be the Longhorns over the Aggies. We're taking a look here. Barkham just coming around the back. Too much power, a little too much pace, just found that seam. Maybe some of that the first-year players on this Aggies team just not quite getting the defensive assignments right. But they'll be looking to close that up and come back right now as we head towards the restarts.
it's that difference between those arm tackles and putting your shoulder into her. And for her, it's going to have to be try to chop those powerful legs down for Barkham.
Ball down here for the Longhorns. Longhorns on the run again through Faniel. Wilson gets that one back, doesn't put it quite in anybody's hands there, so a little opportunity here for the Aggies. Pressure coming on from Genevieve Pace, one of the players to watch, but they get up and ready to keep going. Referee Rivera has other ideas. Referee Rivera saw a knock on, so going to be a scrum here for the Aggies in a wonderful attacking position.
Just a missed pass there, it goes over the head, so everybody's trying to scramble, but A&M a really good chase and defense to put the pressure on, so they're going to get this scrum. It's in a good position for them to try to look for a first chance at some points.
Little hold up here. Referee Rivera just conferring with some people, maybe a player getting attended to. So first early points to Texas, spent most of the time down that Aggies end. Now the Aggies an opportunity off of a mistake there. Ball went in behind the offensive team, knocked on eventually. So we have an opportunity here now for the Aggies with this scrum as this player just gets attended to.
And I just mentioned a little bit earlier, but the alumni groups for these sides went and had barbecue together. A lot of these players, since they're all from Texas, all the alumni have graduated and moved on to play with either Austin or Dallas or Houston. So we see a lot of those players, and they've come together and had some barbecue across the street and then come to this game here to support the next generation of sports. And there's the crowd.
Sorry we didn't get the invite to the barbecue, Wendy. A little concerned here. Would have certainly appreciated it.
I did try to convince Ginty to let me go and do the game at the field so then I could have barbecue, but he said no.
Ball coming in here for the Aggies. And putting the ball in from the tight head side here is Grace Streetman. Streetman, the sophomore from Aledo, Texas.
Yeah, not something you would normally see in 15s and 7s. You may see this, but wondering if that hooker maybe is a left-footed hooker. It does allow the pass will be a bit easier out the back of the scrum. If it's going to that left side, it'll be unobstructed, so an interesting tactic here.
One was stolen away already by the Longhorns here, so a little advantage here for Texas as this ball set to come in from the Aggies. Referee Rivera happy eventually. We're about 7 minutes, 30 seconds gone in this one. 5-0 to Texas, nearly stolen again. Referee says it came straight out, so we're going to set this down one more time. A&M ball still.
I thought it was a mic. Try it now. It's that line. Try it now. It's line.
Referee Rivera wants to keep everything safe here. Streetman again gets that ball in. Again, nearly stolen by Texas. Spills out the other side, but the ball is live according to referee Rivera, so off they go. Get the ball into Paige Worcester's hands. She moves that ball out back into the hands of Iris Kanan. Kanan to the ground. Runners off to the left-hand side here. Do they have the power to get through? A big, powerful run coming in there from Aaron Kesselang. Kesselang into contact. Good job there for the Longhorns to take that ball away. First player there had the rights to it after they blew people off that ball. So we have a long run coming here. We might go coast to coast. It's in the hands of Madison Chapman. Chapman has somebody chasing her, but the junior from Round Rock, Texas, in her home community, heads towards the line. She may score under the sticks, and it's going to be Madison Chapman for 5 as UT extends their lead to 10.
My goodness, end-to-end, John, just breath-busting stuff there. The counterattack was the key for Texas turning this ball over. They saw that there wasn't the support there for the Aggies, and so they put a couple of players in that ruck and shoved them off, and then they were able to get it out to Madison, to Chapman, to get the score, and she had the legs to get down there. You could see her looking over her shoulder a couple of times and looking like she'll look to convert, try to go for the 2 points on this as well.
Chapman looking for the little compliment. So we take another look. Go ahead, Wendy.
Yeah, so here's the counter ruck right there. There's one rucker, and they're really not committed. You can see, and just a quick pass out to Chapman, and she's got a fend there, bounces one, Again, it's the getting the shoulder in, and on these powerful players, you've got to get down to those legs and try to stop them. No conversion.
A little bit of a chip shot there for Chapman, but after that long run, I'm not sure I could kick a conversion either. But tough work for her as you see another try being scored by the Texas Longhorns there. So 10-0, didn't hit either of kicks. The Aggies will want to respond quickly.
They will. These have both been, scores have been from turnovers. We had the steal at the scrum and now the steal here at the ruck. So Aggies need to secure their ball. When they've got ball in hand, they're doing good things. Just got to keep it with them.
Horns team did the Aggies, so they're set to kick this one off. Restart long right into the hands of one of the Longhorns. Longhorns charge straight and direct through Dana Isabella Herrera. Ball quickly back there to Wilson. Wilson moves it off and they come down this left-hand side. Big
Barkham going to take this one all the way.
You see Nia Barkham touching down there for a try. Another point for this Longhorns side.
Barkham gets in for her second, and we're starting to see just a compression of the defense, so it's only taking a couple of passes for the Longhorns to get around them. We need to see the Aggies spread out on that ruck. We'll see it here. Got the fullback already in the line, and you can see there's forwards running at them. That's a better tackle attempt. Gets the shoulder in, but Barkham just so strong. And then trying to catch from behind, but my goodness, be able to put the pace on. There it is. You can see the grasping of the fingertips. Can't quite hold on, and then can outlast the last defender here. They do get a hand on, but look how strong. Doesn't even break her stride. Barkham in for two.
Couple of fairly long range tries here for this Longhorns team so far.
Looking pretty strong here, sitting up 15-0 as we wait for those Aggies, just taking a moment to regroup. But as we talked about, you know, last time these teams played, the Aggies won big, 96-5, but then they graduated a lot of seniors, and so they're kind of in a rebuilding time. Carcano was definitely upfront about that, and where we've seen where the Longhorns using their experience. They've definitely got some rookies out there, the Longhorns, but relying on these big runners.
Another restart from the Aggies. They trail 15-0, 13 minutes into this one. Little offload there, going to keep this one going. On the move are the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns, all their runners off to this left-hand side. Run it straight back in through Jones. Jones takes it to the ground. A sophomore from McKinney, Texas. Ball back here to Sorcerer Wilson. Wilson finds a runner in Rankin. Rankin is going to move that ball. They're going to go to the boot, try to push it forward. It rolls just over that 50-meter line and into touch. Probably not quite the distance they would have liked. So it would be a line out there, but referee Rivera has come back to the 40-meter line here and seems to be awarding a penalty.
I think that's the first penalty of the match, and it's a no wrap, so you have to wrap in the tackle, so it's a safety. So Texas will have the penalty here. I have to imagine Rankin will probably look to put this one in the corner.
Little time there. Rankin's going to get it going after just that little hesitation. They've got a couple of runners off to this left-hand side. Handoff there from Jones. She goes to the ground. Ball in the back there. Lauren Kanzi comes over that one. Wilson moves it again. Wilson gets it to Barkham. She comes pretty much back into where the last contact was. They're going to come out through Wilson. Wilson Rankin into that middle of the field. That's where Encarnacion kicked it last time. This time she decides to pass it off to her center partner. Sydney Yoon is stuck there, junior economics major from Plano, Texas. She takes it in wearing the number 7 jersey. Wilson again. The runners across the field, they've got them set up. Jones one more time. The international relations and global studies major. Rankin gets it to Barkham. Barkham putting in a lot of yards so far. Gets the offload away that time. Looking to keep this one alive. That's Faniel, the junior. Rankin looking for some room here. They go wide with this one. Bounces in the hands. There may be some width here, and there is. Here come the Longhorns. Longhorns on the move. Pardon me, that is Maya Davies-Onea. We saw her just bobble one earlier. She'll be happy to make it up right now. The first-year neuroscience major is going to touch down. Maya Davies-Onea out of Temple, Texas. 5 more points. Aggies are down by 20.
And it's another long, rangy run. We're just able to get around the defenders. Is Davis-Onea. You can see it here. They decide to go big pass over the top and then able to gather it in. Beats 1, 2. There's a third coming, and again, just able to get around. It's beautiful footwork. It's just the swerve. And then, like you mentioned before, John bobbled one earlier, but this one, touching it down to extend the Longhorns' lead.
And that kick is good, so they go to 22. Through the try there, as we take another look at Davies-Onea.
And you can tell the Aggies' defense, it's jagged, right? So that's when there's gaps, and it's really easy to do this swerve play. And it's just the Aggies got to try to get organized in defense. It was something they were trying to work on. Pressure on defense is one of their goals for this game. But the Longhorns just taking advantage of those gaps and has the pace for days to get that one down.
Fans with some good signs in the crowd there. Underway they go. These long driving kicks have been fielded well by the Longhorns so far, and a huge break. Here come the Longhorns, potentially to put more points on the board. They shake off one tackle. That is Sunshine Aofia. Sunshine Aofia towards the line and is over the line, and another 5 points come in for the first-year player out of New Braunfels, Texas. Great try, Sunshine Aofia.
And that is just fantastic. Again, straight off the kickoff, the restart, and just goes all the way, never really looks back as Aofia, and just gets another score on the board for the Longhorns. She gets some deserved water there, but there's the catch. And then look, 3 defenders. They're just a little bit confused on who actually has the assignment. And so then just blazes through, and you've just got to pick one, right? The defenders, one of you's got to stick, and then just a little stutter step there to get around the fullback. And a couple try to come in the end to get her. They can't stop her, just absolute power and grace.
Yeah, Aofia gets going, very hard to take down. See a couple players at the end there trying to make it happen. Dakota Fisher seeing what she can do. Catherine Wensky, but Aofia is going to touch that one down for the Longhorns, and they are extending their lead. It's 27.
And it was really good support for the Longhorns there too. They had 3 or 4 players around Aofia, so if she needed the help, they were there. And the Aggies got to get something going here. Try to get back in this game. One big tackle can make the difference.
Just under 20 minutes gone in this one. Another restart from the Aggies. Space out wide here for the Longhorns. Longhorns going there through Nia Barkham. Barkham has been in the try zone already with a long run. This time she's going to get hauled into touch. Good work there by the Aggies. They'll be there, line out just outside their own 22.
And that's exactly what they needed to do there. Just stop the momentum of this Longhorn side. Get them into touch and stop the game. Get the ball back. So that's a great tackle by Erin Castling just to get her down. See a couple of tackles getting shrugged off there for Barkham, but look at this one coming, almost corner flag, and then able to stop the attack. Get some ball for the Aggies.
Aggies ball up, well done in the line out. Treatment gets that one out into the midfield. On the run they go, Samantha. Contact for these Aggies. Players in trying to rip that ball away. They may have rights to it. Referee Rivera right on the spot, but Aggies are going to maintain possession. Aggies to the ground. Player trying to rip that away. That's Bella Rankin. Rankin draws the penalty this time. Bella Rankin very pleased. Penalty here for the Longhorns. Another opportunity.
Yeah, tackler not releasing, and Rankin just right over there in the perfect position to poach. This time they're going to go quick, though.
Madeline Jones will take this one into contact, set up another platform. She took a little bit of an angled run there, trying to draw some defenders in. Aofia, the try scorer from just a moment ago, gets the ball to the 22. They keep this one alive. Looking for a pass there is Barkham, but just getting her hands free was enough to move some defenders. Aofia, ball back in hand. She is surrounded by Aggies players. Ball off to Saoirse Wilson, Rankin into the middle of the field. Encarnacion, the backs have an opportunity now. They have some players wide. Right through they go. However, Sydney Yoon looking for the try line, and Sydney Yoon, the junior from Lebanon Trail High School, touches down for 5 as Texas goes to 32.
You can hear that crowd cheering. They're loving this Texas fight. And of course, it's the legendary OU Texas game. The men are playing right now up in Dallas, and then tomorrow there'll be some football too. So another derby on the books for the night too. But this one, just beautiful hands by the backs, just simple hands, no trickery here. Yoon's hanging out on the line. The flanker gets a nice ball there. It's the step off the right foot, and then again the fend. Able to get through the defense, and Yoon adding her name to the score sheet as the Longhorns extend their lead.
Madison Chapman pushes that one, so we'll stay at 32 for the moment. Looking strong here for this Texas Longhorns team. Aggies just regrouping here. We'll take one more look and then just have a little chat about, this rebuilding time for the Aggies.
Yeah, it's just really good there. You can just see they're all coming on at pace, and Yoon right there, just a beautiful step. And the fullback just tries her best, but doesn't quite get the shoulder in. But again, look at the support. Look at all the UT players around if Yoon did need it. I think that's just really good coaching by Karsten and Biggie out of Round Rock to just make sure that this side knows what they're doing and they're there to support their mates. This is Barkham's first try. It's just a simple steal in the scrum, and then a snag and catch for the line, and then another one here. This is Chapman going the distance. Excuse me, this is Davies Hone. There's been so many tries on the sheet already, it's hard to keep track of who's scoring. This one is Chapman, and now we go back to Barkham again. Long try from her. Just really turned the dial up, and you can tell they want to get back from that loss last year. This one, Davies Hone again, just really, the swerve is just superb from her. Able to get around 3 or 4 defenders, and then Barkham thought she was away, but here comes the Aggies laying down some wood on that one. It's just been a great match so far. Most of the action with the Longhorns. And they are 1-1 on the season, and wanted to really focus on the game plan when I spoke to Chris Carson about their threat. Focus on what they know they can control, and then really have some high defensive pressure. They haven't had to have much of that. When we look at the Aggies, they really wanted to have solid ruck defense. I think they've really struggled there, and intentional decision making. And I think Chewy meant this more on the attack. As you can see, the team's taking a second here for this water break, but the intentional decision making on the attack is really critical. They just haven't had a chance to really work on that. It's been a lot of defense for this Aggie side.
Look at referee Rivera there. We had a water break just about halfway through the first half. Carlos Rivera doing a great job so far in this game. Another Aggies restart.
And you can see the A&M coaches walking to the right there, and that's Chewy in the hat, and then Blair McClure, who is a former player. He's played all over the world, and he's also a high-level referee, so it's really cool to see him stepping up to help coach this Aggie side. But, man, the story so far has been Bella Rankin and her whole side. Captain there, of course, just getting it done so far in the first 20 minutes here.
We are underway again. Carlos Rivera gets us started. Ball. Longhorns back in play here, looking very strong is this Texas team. Slower this time, Rankin steps into the distributor role. Ball here to Rankin. They're going to come off to this right-hand side. The back line comes from fairly deep. Encarnacion, they move that one out. That was a try scorer, Yoon, that made that pass. Another big break down the side. Player back in. A long run coming here for this Texas Longhorns team. That's Eva Guzman, the first-year player out of San Antonio, Texas. And yet another try in this first half. Plenty of time to go in this game as they move to 37 to do Texas.
And Guzman just clearly had a Red Bull right before the game. My goodness, had all the speed she needed, backed herself from the very start, and just blazed down the pitch, looking a bit like Nia Tapper out there. There's the break. My goodness, the power. She's only 5'1", 120 pounds, but just running through tackles. And look here, the speed. She didn't even look back to see if anybody was going to catch her, just focused on the try line, wanting to get it done for her side. Just absolutely fantastic.
We're at 39-0, 24 minutes gone. This is a very strong Longhorns team here. Aggies with a lot of brand new players, a lot of new folks in the field. Chewy Carcano will want to keep this team's spirits high. The referee Rivera would just like them to come and kick the restart.
You know, and the Aggies came into this one 0-2. They had a close game with UTSA in their first match of the season, 22-20, but then traveled to LSU and lost that one 0-28. And so it's been a mixed bag for them. They were hoping to come here and change up the start of their season. They've got a big hill to climb back on.
Ball back here for the Longhorns. Took that restart well. Another pot of runners here. A lot of confidence in this Longhorns team at the moment. Good pressure defensively from the Aggies. Longhorns keep it tight. Through Isabella Herrera. Rankin, good hands, moving this ball out to this left-hand side. Now they're going to slice through the middle of the defense. They're finding easy ways through the Longhorns. Big run coming here for Chapman. She scored about a 99-yarder just a little while ago, and called on again is Madison Chapman. Madison Chapman right in the post is going to score that try. Madison Chapman has two. The Round Rock native and communication and leadership major touches down 5.
Chapman just sees the hole right there, and it's just a little push off there with the fend. It was a massive hole, and the fullback just tries to come and cover but can't quite. So Chapman marches in for their second try of the night. And just look at that ball in one hand. Longhorns out there having a blast.
Absolutely they are, and 44-0 they are up, but that kick was no good. See the Aggies headed back out for another restart in this first half. National Collegiate Rugby, Friday Night Rugby.
And this is a tough spot to be in for the Aggies. They're a storied club. My wife played for them many years ago. I played them when I played for Oklahoma. I played them so many times, and they've had those years. As we take a look at this try again, there's the hole that opens up for Chapman. But they've had years where they're up, and there's years where they're down, and it's looking like it's going to be a tough year for the Aggies. But these rookies have got to get this time. This is invaluable time for them to grow.
Yeah, that's an absolute great point, right? This is going to make them a better team in the long run. Not always fun when you're in the middle of it, but certainly pays off as Aofia goes and takes a couple of Aggies defenders with her. Bad bull for the Aggies right now as the ball keeps coming. That's Bella Rankin. Into contact. Wilson digs it out. Wilson looking for runners. Finds him off to this right-hand side. Encarnacion in the first receiver position. Has to step back in. A big hit from the Aggies. Good work there by Castellang. Ball still alive. Out to the side. That's Yoon. Yoon into contact. Chapman in over that one. Wilson looking for a runner. Wilson just hands that one off. Faniel into contact. Rankin looking a little wider. Players coming from deep. Encarnacion has ball in hand. Goes for a kick. Hangs it high in the Round Rock air. Hangs over the back of Iris Kanan. They can't get a bounce of the ball. The Aggies doesn't fall to their hands. They go to the ground right there. Players trying to rip it away from the Texas Longhorns. Streetman go in and try to take the one. Streetman, a sophomore out of Aledo, Texas. Gets it back to one of her teammates. Ball hits the ground.
You're playing it on the ball.
Seems to be a penalty for a player coming in illegally against the Longhorns and the Aggies. A little breather here. And they decide to go quick on that one. Ball bounces back towards their own try zone. Bit of trouble here for this Aggies team. That's man on Prevat. Takes that one in. Prevat, the junior out of San Ramon, California.
Use it.
Streetman looks for a runner. Moving it wider this time is Blockinger. Blockinger gets it out. Ball goes to the ground. Samantha Vera. A couple of phases coming together from the Aggies. Players are raising their hand, want the ball. They're ready to run. Throwing it right at him there. That's Iris Kanan. Takes that one in. Gets the ball a little wider there. It's Dakota Fisher. Fisher to the ground. Aggies putting together some phases here. Good offensive set for them. Haven't had a ton of them this game, unfortunately. But continue to work, continue to drive as the Longhorns pull a penalty and rip that one away. And Bella Rankin wastes no time getting through. Bella Rankin gonna wander her way through a group of Aggies and touchdown. It's another 5 points as the University of Texas goes to 49.
And it's rugby IQ. You can see Rankin, she's got a lot of experience, a senior, just knowing when a ball carrier is isolated. So she sees immediately support's not there. So she's going to go in and poach this ball. So they have to release because they're on the ground. So as long as she's on her feet in a good position, that support's not there. And then again, the rugby IQ comes in because she knows that she's going to tap here and go quick. The defense is not back 10 meters, so they can't tackle her. And then it's just confusion among the Aggies' ranks. So easy try for Texas. They're showing that they know the game.
Let's go, Rick.
Rankin has captained the NCR All-Star team for Texas in some of their competitions. And a lot of fun to call those. Some of them have happened right here at the Round Rock Multi-Purpose Complex. The Aggies come back out, are ready to kick off again, down 49. Just about 10 minutes to go in this first half. Aggies underway again. That one doesn't make it 10. It's been Worcester, Paige Worcester kicking these off. The senior out of Helotes, Texas. Second row, but also does their kicking. So ball to the midfield. Opportunity here for the Longhorns. Taking a free kick.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think we're having a little bit of some yelling from the referees on the sideline.
I would tend to agree with the people yelling the sidelines. I believe you can either take a scrum here, a line out, or a
Right.
re-kick. Correct?
They are correct.
Wendy, I know you've done some refereeing, so I was kind of looking to you for the clarification there.
Yeah, so if
So
the ball
there's-
doesn't go 10, you can choose a re-kick, so A&M would get to re-kick, or you can choose scrum, or technically, if it goes out of bounds as well, you can call for a line out. But most of the time we'll see a scrum here. But I think maybe Rivera, he's maybe done some sevens where it would be a free kick. So just confusing his sports a little bit there.
Texas Longhorns alumni include Renee Zellweger, Janice Joplin didn't graduate but went there, Laura Bush, and of course Matthew McConaughey picking this one up. Some storied people from this university. Finding more room here is Chapman. Chapman around the corner, weaves. Very good, this team, of that inside out move, and Chapman will get a hat trick in just a second, barring a problem, and there is none. Chapman touches down for 3. We'll probably have to go for her own conversion again, and she's certainly getting her steps in tonight as Madison Chapman.
She is. She's finding all the gaps in the defense and just using that really good footwork to get around them and finding her way to the try line. And just like nobody else on this team, as we take another look, it's a good scrum, and Rankin starts the work here, takes it all the way to the line, really thinks about going herself, but then here comes the offload. It's the one-handed flick to Chapman, and if 1 fend, 2 fends, and then it's just the speed to get away at this point. And just look at the power. Strong legs. Can tell that there's some time in the weight room that happens for Chapman.
Kick was good. They were at 56-0 with still 7 minutes to go in the first half. As Worcester gets us underway again, she makes the 10 that time. A little bit of a bonus, but here comes Rankin. Rankin taken down by 2. The tackle by Prevat. Little tip pass there, and right through they go. A long run coming from Sunshine.
Aofia getting her second try there. It's just another bracing run. Can see the replay here. Nice little short pass, and again, it's a double tackle. Just arms reaching for it. You got to get that shoulder in the gut. Same thing there, the fullback doing her best to try to stop her. And we do have a chaser from behind and gets her, contacts her in the end, but Aofia able to touch it down.
Texas fans will be happy this evening. A&M fans, not quite so much, unfortunately. A&M out again. 61-0. Still 5.5 minutes to go in the first. Longhorns. Little show and go from Rankin. Rankin across the 50-meter line. Rankin thinking about another try. Rankin across the 22. Rankin racking up the points here. She heads into the try zone. Big smile on her face. Touches it down. Another 5 points there at 71.
And the dam has broken, as they say. Not seeing much of a fight there from the Aggies. It's just, it is tough to play defense for long periods of time like this, and when the points are just being piled on. But man, the Longhorns looking very strong as Rankin takes it off the bounce. Little dummy there, beats 1, and then it's just the gap. Oh gosh, it's just such the strength there. And the fullback again tries to come across. This time it's the fly half trying to come across the stop, but Rankin's got the speed to go the distance, and there's that support from Yoon. Just looking unstoppable at this point.
Big smiles on their faces. That Lancaster, Pennsylvania player from Hempfield High School, Bella Rankin, studying biochemistry. Another restart to come here. 66-0. Worcester. The Longhorns out to their own 40-meter line. Pressure coming in here from the Aggies. Referee spots a penalty, player hands in early. That's a little bit inexperienced, but they have a penalty advantage here. Sorsha Wilson moves that one, the junior out of Austin, Texas, went to McCallum High School, her hometown, where the university is. That one spills. We'll come back. for the penalty, Carlos Rivera.
Looks to be side entry. The Longhorns have a choice here. They've gone quick a couple of times, and they've also put it in the corner, so we'll have to see what their choice is.
Right there.
It looks like they're going to have a set piece play.
Running off the set piece again. There goes Madeline Jones. Jones breaks through now. Everybody wants a run here on this Longhorns team. They had quicker ball there, but Wilson gets there after a good break by Jones. Sunshine Aofia driven back in the tackle, but recovers, gets by a couple, gets by a third. She's around the corner, and Aofia from New Braunfels High School is going to touch down. And it is another 5 for the Longhorns here in Round Rock. National Collegiate Rugby's Friday Night Rugby on the Rugby Network.
And it's another hat trick, the second player. Chapman got the first hat trick. Now Aofia gets a hat trick for themselves as well. And it's just beautiful work here with Barkham. And then Aofia able to keep the feet alive. There's contact there, and she thinks that maybe she's got the tackle, but then just slips off. So that leg drive, so important for these players. And then just the power to get through and keep going. And Aofia, hat trick, Friday Night Rugby.
And the kick was good there on Friday Night Rugby. 2 minutes ago, just about in this first half. Aofia going to get a little breather here.
Yeah, a couple replacements could come on for Texas. Probably won't see much of a drop off here.
Rankin. Yoon coming back in. This powerful runner they've had. Rankin just hands it off there. Madeline Jones takes it forward, puts it into contact. Saoirse Wilson into the middle of the field. Little pop in that pod they go. Tackle comes in from Shelby Boyd of A&M. And A&M rips that one away through Paige Worster. Paige Worster, the senior. And part of some all-star squads. Very good player, Worster, as the ball comes up. Kanan pops that ball off. Just a little tip pass. To the ground they go. Boyd takes that one in. Looking for some runners, putting them behind. Kanan's going to move it a little bit wider there. Get the ball to Gallegos. Bianca Gallegos takes that one in. Trying to rip this away here is Rankin, and does so. She has turned over a number of balls so far this evening. She's going to slow this one down. We're just about a time on the clock here in the first half. Maybe a little bit of referee's time coming. We will see as the Longhorns go to another set move here. A little pop pass and up. They continue on the move. That is one of their replacements taking the ball in. Ball up to Madeline Jones. Wilson, Rankin, Encarnacion in the middle of the field. She steps back in. Encarnacion plays like a second distributor very often. Ball up there, Shelby Boyd. Great work from the senior civil engineering major out of Honolulu for this Aggies team. Ball up quickly to Samantha Vera. Junior psychology major. Vera gets a ball to the ground. Set again to run. They're moving it out to this left-hand side. Worster steps into that first distributor role there, first receiver role. They keep working the side through Kanan. Kanan's going to put the ball out to that left-hand side. Had a runner there in Dakota Fisher. Players pouring on here from this Longhorns team. Bella Rankin doing a lot of work around the breakdown, playing like a flanker with a number 10 in their bag at the moment. Ball comes out just a little wider. Aggies continue on the move. Good offensive set here for the Aggies late in this first half. A little bit good omen going into the halftime here. Big run from Erin Kesselang, senior out of Sugar Land, Texas, went to I.H. Kempner High School. Ball up to Kanan. She's been stepping in this first receiver role, pardon me. In and over the Longhorns. They can't get that ball. Taken to the ground there by Sophie Groves. Now they're looking around this right-hand side, the Aggies. Ball in hand, some good phases, been through 10 to 12 of them so far, keeping the ball alive. We have a referee pointed at the Longhorns there. For a second I thought it was a penalty or an advantage. They're going to bring that one back up. It's going to be the Shelby Boyd referee spots something to knock on, so it's going to be a scrum here for the Texas Longhorns right at midfield late in this first half.
That's what we want to see from the Aggies. We're starting to see a little bit of intent from them. They're able to slow the ball down and then give that ball to look at those massive forwards. Let them try to do some wreck and do some work. So that's what we want to see from these Aggies. See if they can make a difference here in the waning minutes of this first half.
Referee Rivera brings that one back up. We're 2 minutes into injury time here, into referee's time. So we have a little bit of bit to play here. He will make the ultimate decision on the time. Longhorns, one more opportunity. Rankin pushes in a touch. Referee Rivera whistles us for halftime, and it is a big lead, 73-0 for this University of Texas team. Going into halftime, we'll step aside for just a few minutes. Be back with second half action just after this.
With sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time for tradition. It's rugby time, America. It's rugby time, America.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Welcome to the Rugby Rundown on the Rugby Network, as we bring you your weekly rugby fix.
With the big news, special guests, and unparalleled access, this is your rugby show. Watch exclusively on the Rugby Network.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time for tradition. It's Rugby Time America. It's Rugby Time America.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
It's time to hit. It's time to pass. It's time for tradition. It's Rugby Time America. It's Rugby Time America.
In our game, we play with our heart.
Play with purpose. Rhino Rugby is proud to offer the first ever recycled rugby balls, made with recycled rubber to help protect our environment. Perfect for both practice and match day. You can keep your performance high while keeping the planet clean. Visit rhinorugby.com today to learn more. And welcome back to Round Rock, Texas. John Broker with Wendy Young. It has been all Longhorns so far. Wendy, they are racking up the numbers. Not much else to say.
Yep, they're looking really strong, and part of it is Chapman here. 3 tries from her, and now we jump over to Barkham, 2 for her, and they've just been unstoppable. You can see that, of course, the winger had to get on some of the action. That's Davies Honea, just the swerve move to get around the defense, and then couldn't leave the forwards out. Sydney Coon's gonna fly through here, get some points on the board as well. Just been absolutely unstoppable. The crowd loving it. We've got a mixture of Aggies and UT alumni supporters.
All here enjoying the evening, of course, in Round Rock, just outside of Austin. The Aggies you see coming out onto the field will be running from right to left on your screen. Carlos Rivera, the ref. Longhorns will receive. They have certainly got some practice at this evening so far. So we see Samantha Vera bringing out the ball. Second half here on the Rugby Network. This is National Collegiate Rugby, Friday Night Rugby. You're set to get underway. Worcester to kick it off again.
Got some advantage here. Knock-on advantage, so UT takes over off the kickoff. They're gonna go tight with the pods. And another whistle. See what we're coming back for. It looks like a penalty.
Yeah, high tackle there from this Aggies teams, the Longhorns.
So they'll go tap and go here at Texas. They've scored 73 points in the first half and just bouncing the defenders off at this point. Looks like she may have gone into touch. Yes, it's a little bit confusing with these multi-lines, but the white line is the rugby line, so did go out of bounds. So Aggies saved by that touch line. They'll have a line out.
Good work here. The Aggies, this is what they need, is to play some offense in this half. I'm sure coaches are talking about just being a little more direct, keeping possession. They did have some good set to play there, Wendy, in that first half.
They did. Aggies started to come alive in the last few minutes of the first half, starting to kind of a little bit of continuity. Let's see what they can do with this line out. It's off the top. Bit of a bobble there, but now the Aggies get going. Bounces one. That's a massive hit there. Vera able to bounce off the defense, and the Aggies begin their attack. Looks like there's been a few changes on the Texas side that could be a difference maker in this second half. That's a good support there by the Aggies to keep this alive. Is that one going to be off the foot? Nope, we're going to come back. Penalty. And Rivera just getting them to come over to the right spot, the mark. Looking like the call may have been offsides. Aggies getting set up in their pods.
Good to see the Aggies really want to run here. They're certainly here to play. Tough first half for them. I want to get a bit better of it in the second half.
Here we go, Aggies on the attack now. Big run! That's Shelby Boyd out in the open. Good to see the Aggies cross into the UT territory. First chance for them this half. See if they can start the long climb back. Now some quick offloads to Groves. Sophomore out of Augusta, Georgia. Now starting to see some interplay with these forwards for the Aggies. Is that ball out? No, the referee says not quite out yet, so the Aggies will keep going. Starting to see some action from Castlelang, excuse me. Now the Aggies pods on both sides, so they've got options. They're gonna go to the right. Nice little step there. It's a good tackle by the defense though. Sophie Groves starting to get the action, but Rankin steals that one. And that ball's gone forward, but play on, says the referee. Now comes the call, knock on.
Foot. Put your foot there. Put your foot there. There you go.
A scrum to the Aggies, but already seeing more ball time in this second half than they've seen for a while. And we saw this in the first half where they're putting the ball in, I would say, on an untypical side of the scrum. We do see that hooker with that left foot up front. There's the hook. Push coming from the Longhorns, so pressure on. Scrum half is able to get it out though. Now the backs have their chance. They're straight up into it is Blockinger. Beats one. Now again, going over the edge there. The Aggies, this is much better from them. A big momentum shift coming out of halftime. Perhaps that chat with head coach Chewy, the difference maker here. Go to the right. Little bit of indecision there, but now Castlelang has it. One bump from her. Now the offload to the scrum half. Morgan, she was one of the key players they wanted us to watch for this game. Just a linchpin for this side. Texas looking a little bit off sides there, but no call from the referee. Aggies moving through the phases. That Shelby Boyd. Just a little bit of a slow ball for A&M. They're gonna switch fields, go to the backs. Castlelang hanging out in the backs, just gets that ball, just bumping players left and right, still going. Look at the power, the leg drive. Texas thinks about a poach, but can't quite do it. Now it's Groves again. Aggies steadily making their way up the pitch. This is a huge turnaround from the first half, but no, Rankin steals that one. Big
Rankin
whistle.
has been all over these balls. Referee is going to whistle right there, but Rankin came in and stopped that. Referee wants to have a chat.
That's dangerous. All right, I saw you grab the collar and you brought her down. Next time I will card it, okay? All right.
Little chat from the ref there, but Wendy, great to see this A&M team coming in after halftime, really being aggressive, really keeping to play. You know, you give up that many points in the first half, and you just have your heads down. So credit to them right now for having a run at this Texas team.
Definitely, and Barkham on a big run there, but
yeah, your foot went out.
Little whistle from the referee. Did she knock it on? I'll go into touch. Looking like it's going to be a line out. Good defense there by the Aggies. They get the line out, they get the ball back. That one's gonna go off the top. It's a nice run by Samantha Vera, the junior. Another penalty, tackler not releasing.
Little indiscipline coming in from this Longhorns team here. They haven't had to play a lot of defense. Now they're on defense, making a couple mistakes, trying to be a little too aggressive, paying off here so far for the Aggies.
And that's a nice break by Boyd, starting to get her presence felt on the pitch, breaking through the tackles. Aggies really starting to get this together, testing this Longhorn defense. It's a good carry by Vera. Now they've got penalty advantage again. UT offsides. Did feel like they were creeping up. Have to be behind the last foot. And you can hear UT yelling in defense, trying to spread the field as A&M has split them. So they have to defend all sides of the pitch. Another big carry by Vera. Now getting in on the action is Bella Huvar. Little half gap break from her. The offload starting to come for the Aggies. There's the scrum half Morgan. Now beautiful ball all the way to Previtt. creeping down the field are the Aggies. 15 meters out. This is their best position of the match so far. They're really threatening here. Big carry by Eliza Mayhem. She was a late change into the starting roster for the Aggies. Now they're going to go to the left here. Blocking Gerald, keep it herself. Big tackle coming in for the Longhorns. Referee pushing them back. Advantage again for offsides. So it's a loose ball, but will come back for the penalty. John, turnaround.
What a turnaround. I'm thinking to myself, what game am I watching here? Was this the same two teams that played in the first half? It was all Longhorns before, and just phase after phase, keeping it tight a little wider, keeping the ball, good possession. Texas A&M should be very pleased with themselves at the moment, forcing these penalties.
And they're going to go fast again. It's Worster. She offloads. And now 7 meters out, the Aggies knocking on the door. This would be massive. And it's a nice run by Sheila Lopez, getting them ever closer. Oh, the Longhorns have turned it over. My goodness, the defense stealing this one. They've also got advantage. So now the Aggies have to transition to defense.
I think a player just threw their arm out there. A bit of a high tackle came in from the Aggies. Good work by the Longhorns. Patience on defense, but right in front of their own post, able to turn that one over. Now it's their penalty, a chance to move it downfield. Bit of a tough angle to kick from here for Bella Rankin. We'll see what she does.
She's going to tap it and then kick it straight over. There's nobody at home for the Aggies, so now it's a foot race. A couple of Aggies will get there first. They do end up with it, but a lot of pressure. There's a pickup by the inside center in Carnosian, picking it up for the Longhorns, so they'll take over on the attack. And there's the danger woman herself, Barkham. Penalty advantage again. Penalties starting to stack up for both of these sides. A&M thought they've stolen it, but we'll come back for the dangerous tackle.
Another high tackle there, dangerous tackle, as you said, against the Aggies. So they're going to have to back off 10, and slowly, methodically moving downfield are this Texas Longhorns team. You can see them starting to get a roll on here as they get their second half together. All out there into the hands of Barkham. Barkham, big hit coming, but another high one.
Texas takes over. They've crossed in to Aggie territory. It's Barkham again. Another whistle. This time just a knock on.
Aggies here with an opportunity with this scrum just inside their own half. Been good. No scores in this first few minutes of the second half. Have been able to put together some good phases, have Texas A&M.
Yeah, they've definitely used that halftime chat to get on the same page, get that alignment. A couple of subs have come in for Texas as well, so maybe they're starting to feel a little bit of tension there as they make some changes. Aggies with the ball, though. They've got the put in, and this time putting it in on the traditional side.
All right, let me say this one last time. On bind, you need to have a gap. When I say set, you guys come together. Okay? Same mark.
Just resetting expectations in that scrum of what Rivera would like to see. See, those A&M backs are stacked pretty tight. See what they've got up their sleeve. Blockinger's gonna go straight up the gut. This one picked by Texas, but then knocked on. So we'll have another scrum. A&M looking better.
Couple of balls getting knocked back and forth. You see Madeline Jones there. Seems to want to come out of the game, the number 3 for the Texas Longhorns. But that was Encarnacion. Encarnacion. Knocked that one on, ball back and forth a couple of people as we'll get a couple of changes coming in here for the Longhorns.
I think you were looking for the word begging to come off the field.
Yes.
It is quite warm out there. It's 84 degrees. The sun has gone down, but as anyone that lives in Texas knows, you don't get a break when the sun goes down here. It's not like the desert where it cools off. It still feels like 85, 86 out there. Gonna reset this one. That fatigue starting to trickle in for these teams in the 56th minute. No score in this second half, where the first half was just score, 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 John.
Absolutely, it was all Texas in that first half. The scoreboard shows it's 73 unanswered points in the first. If, you thought about it, you thought the second half was going to be more of the same, but the Texas A&M Aggies have certainly had a different idea.
A little bit of a push there from the Longhorns, but they'll come out to the weak side. The Aggies, nice cover tackle there that's Wilson on the cover tackle. Now the pressure stepping up for the Longhorns as Rankin just strips away another one. She's so good at that at the breakdown. Now a couple of fends in a row. A little bit of a kick there. It's charged down. See another whistle here. Penalty, just playing with it on the ground.
Could be a little bit of inexperience from some of these players. At the first-year player, Eliza Mayhem, out of Cedar Park, Texas there for A&M, played the ball on the ground. Something that, we said, the coach is just bringing these players into the sports. You can expect that once in a while.
Another steal from A&M. It's back and forth here. Continuity just becoming difficult for these teams. Aggies are going to keep it going to the left side of the field. It's a good carry by Vera. She's done her work in this second half, really stepped it up for her side. Blocking Gerald pass out. Was there a knock on? Doesn't seem like it, so play on is the call for the Aggies, looking for their first score of this match. Referee instructing the UT team to back up. They're just creeping on that defensive line. Here comes the advantage now. High tackle this time is the advantage, so they'll play through this. Blockinger, quick hands from her. Gets it out to Huvar. Now just slowing it down here. Box kick over the top for the Aggies. So a change in tactic, but they had the penalty there.
Yeah, high tackle there against Jinhua Jung, the first-year player out of Katy, Texas, for this Longhorns team. A ball here, and you can see that player right there, Lillian Morgan, has come in at the scrum half position. She's done a bit to get this team moving just a little bit quicker and smarter. So good play there by Morgan.
That she has, and that's Boyd again, getting through a couple of defenders finally. Double tackle from behind. And they'll go again, the Aggies. Morgan digging it out, finds a receiver. It's Dakota Fisher, scoots around a couple. That one just a loose ball there. So we'll have another scrum, but this time Longhorns will take over.
Aggies ran back. I think they thought it was a penalty, but it's going to be a scrum here to the Longhorns. Some good work there by these players, but Dakota Fisher went to ground. Should have probably just held on to that one. Instead, tried to make a play out of it, tried to offload it. But Aggies really starting to put together some good phases here and play it more competitively. Very nice to see.
It is, and it's 0-0 for the second half. Nobody's scored yet. The Aggies have had most of the possession. Just look at that beautiful sunset in the background up there in Round Rock, Texas, at the Round Rock Multipurpose Center. But A&M seeming to have gotten on the same page, where Texas still in it. By no means are we saying they're out of it, but big turnaround for these Aggies. We're just taking a second here to get a player checked out.
Referee bringing a trainer on here. The player seems to want to just keep going.
All right, everyone get out of their way.
Check her out, but UT putting up 73 points in the first half on this Friday Night Rugby. Absolutely spectacular from them. But the Aggies have come on this second half, renewed energy, excitement, and organization as they are holding this powerful Longhorn side at bay.
Yeah, certainly something to be very proud of here. You really just taking on this Texas team in the second half. As I said, not just either team. I think Texas might have thought they were going to come out and just continue to run right through everything, and the Aggies could have put their heads down, but didn't do that. Came out here to play in the second half and really showing well for this A&M team.
They are, and you can see Rankin asking question of Rivera, just checking in. It's a unique kind of option for a captain of a team. They are able to speak to the referee, get clarification on things. Looking like that player will be taken off, and we'll see a replacement here. See Barkham there in the center of our screen, wearing that number 8. Sophomore out of Shirts, Texas, has just had a fantastic match already for her side. Reset the scrum one more time. Just want to make sure safety really important in this technical aspect of the game. So Texas will put this one in, and they also are putting the ball in on the right side. Not typical. A bit of a feed there. Does make the pass easier on that right hand, so they can go out to the backs. It's into the inside center's hands. Steps around one. She's already scored one try. Guzman out into the open. Looking strong again. Doesn't even look over her shoulder. Guzman goes in for her second into the first score of the second half.
Eva Guzman out of Sotomayor High School in San Antonio, Texas. Great try right there. Hard to believe that's the first try of the second half. But Sotomayor, you can see the acceleration. Just takes it here. Encarnacion gets to the ball. There's a little bit of space there. Doesn't need another invitation. Just hands off one player. And she is off to the races. Eva Guzman downfield. Look at the speed she can put on. There's no one even close to tackle her. So great try there from Guzman. Good setup by Encarnacion.
Conversion has gone over. That'll take us to 80 points for Texas. Big score line from them. They were unstoppable in the first half. A couple of hat tricks for a couple players, and now we've got a bunch in the doubles as well. Aggies will have the chance to restart this game and see what they can do for it. We've seen a renewed vigor from them. Formerly coached by Nick James, USA Eagle, the Aggies. Once she went over to the UK to play for Premiership, they did find Chewy to pick up the program and take the mantle forward, and she's an alum as well. Love to see that come through for these players. It's true on the UT side as well, as Rankin gets pushed into touch, but I coached Chris at UT many years ago as well. Good player, and then now has turned into a great coach as well.
Yeah, great rugby going on in Texas these days. A lot of youth programs, a lot of things growing in the state. Great to see. As you saw Rankin there, just trying to go one step too far. Had a phenomenal game. So many turnovers. Be interesting to talk about a fly half so much, Wendy, and the turnovers they have during the game as opposed to just directional play you would normally see from that position. But she has been stellar that time. Just trying to take it on her own a little bit too much.
Yeah, she's definitely got a nose for those turnovers. Absolutely knows how to put herself in the right place. As that one off the top for the Aggies. A little bit of a dribble there, but stays in hand. Nice little flat pass there. Gets Groves into the open. Gets through a couple of defenders. This is what we started to see from the Aggies in this second half. Morgan just assessing the options. Goes to that weak side. Nice little run by Vera. Texas defense starting to get tested. They got close a little bit ago, but it was ripped away in a turnover. They do it again. Blockinger gets them down the pitch a little bit. Now it's Lopez. Now the fullback getting in on some action. Kanan. A whistle from Rivera. Penalty.
Offsides against his Longhorns team. They're just creeping up a little too much, trying to get the ball back. So good work here. Good opportunity for Texas A&M, as they'll probably run a set move here, I'd imagine.
Yep, looks like they're getting their pod set up with the forwards. Take it up themselves. Nice little on-ramp. I think that's Wensky. Leg drive for days. Big strength coming out of her. Good support at these rucks for A&M. It's allowing them to get set up. Now Texas looking to have stolen it, but not legally. Offsides again, repeated.
UT could get themselves in a little bit of trouble here with too many of these offsides. They're going to go quick as this Aggies team.
Morgan and then offloading to Blockinger, and they find Fisher getting in on the action, getting closer to the line. They're inside the 22-meter now. Aggies be happy with this second half, but would love to get some points on the board as well. Castling gets him closer. Morgan has come in and just started to organize this Aggie side. Now she has to ruck, so it's loose ball picked up by the Aggies. Hear the crowd getting behind them. We know they've got alumni in the stands. Didn't have to come too far up. I-35, 290. There we go. There's a big break, and it's the 8 getting very close to the line. Castleang getting them a meter out. Now the scrum half tries to go for it. Morgan shut down by the Texas defense first, though. This is the closest the Aggies have been. One's been turned over. Now they got penalty advantage. It's going to be held up, but they'll come back for the penalty.
Penalty had come from 5 meters out, so they have to move it back just a little bit there. But if there was ever a team that deserved a try, it is this. I thought they were supposed to come 5 meters back.
They are, but referee lets them go from there. Worcester passes it out. It's held up. Possibly, let's see, another penalty. Offsides again. Gonna go from the 1 meter line. This is not football, this is not normal. Trying to go over the top, there's the score. Previtt, first score for the Aggies. Well done.
Manon Previtt, the sociology major, is gonna take that one over the try line for the Aggies. But if there's, I said, ever a team that deserved a try, it is Texas A&M right there. They have been working hard. They've come out in the second half with a lot of intent and just playing direct and pretty smart. You see Previtt there just waving the ball above her head for a second. Dangerous days doing something like that. But she was able to touch it down in a well-deserved try. A&M on the board, finally in this game.
Just fantastic work, resilience to get down there. They've played defense the entire first half of this match and have turned it around here to get 5 points on the board. As we can see, Worcester gonna try for the conversion. Almost scored it herself there, but able to hand it off to Manon Previtt, who scores for the Aggies. And that's something you can build on. Just 5 points is the start of something. Little toe poke there, so it doesn't go through, but Aggies on their way to a massive comeback, John.
Big comeback coming here for the Aggies. They got a bit of a way to go with about 13 or 15 minutes to go in this game. But great try there. Good teamwork. Everybody came together. You know, it's good to see no panic out of the Aggies. You know, they're not freaking out. They're not, you know, they know they're down on the scoreboard, and a win in this game is highly unlikely. But they're continuing to play. They're continuing to show some pride in that Aggie shirt. So great to see. The coach, I'm sure, will be very happy. She would be pleased with that try right there.
Absolutely. Be really pleased with that. Just their ability to stay in the game, in the fight. You know, we saw some WXV, some international games earlier this morning, and unfortunately USA lost, but it was because Ireland stayed in the fight, and that's what the Aggies are doing here as they get this kickoff. And that's Sydney Way, very close to the touchline, but does very good to stay in bounds as the Aggies get back to it, working from their own end. Oh, just placing the ball the wrong way, so Texas stealing that one. It's like taking candy from a baby a little bit. Looking like they maybe have penalty advantage as well. As Kanzi takes it up the pitch, they're in a danger spot here. Only about 25 meters out from the Aggies try line. A bit of a counter ruck coming in from the Aggies, seeing something here. Can they steal it? Nope, here comes the penalty.
Offsides against the Aggies this time, so the Longhorns will have an opportunity here, trying to put more points on the board. Only one try for Texas in this second half, so they'll look to a set move here, see if they can make something out of this against this Aggies defense.
It's Kanzi again, getting through a couple of defenders. One to beat, there it is, Kanzi takes it all the way. Second score for UT, and they extend their lead even further.
Kansi, one of the two first-year second rows for this Texas team. Kansi out of Caddo Mills, Texas, went to Caddo Mills High School. Nice weaving run right there into the try zone for the second row. Well rewarded for taking that ball and just finding the space as she needed. See the tap here. Comes in from Wilson. Wilson just gets it out to Kansi. Kansi, Texas players really good at just weaving a little bit and trying to find that space. Have done across the team. And right there, she just finds a way around a couple of different players. Is going to be able to touch this one down. Kansi, well rewarded.
Done very well for herself. First year in rugby, but clearly an athlete. UT has done a very good job of recruiting athletes. See the fading sunset there above the stadium here. Nothing better than Friday Night Rugby under the lights. UT leading this one 87-5. We've got about 9 minutes to go. Will we stay under 100? That is the question.
It was a tougher question before. It seemed like it was going to be a no-brainer. So this Texas team really going to have to keep this going if they'd like to make that happen. And this may be the player.
Yeah, Rankin definitely could be one. She's only scored twice so far. Why not join the hat trick party? No, it's really good defense by the Aggies. That's Castleang stopping that attack. Stays with the Longhorns. Kansi just scoring one try. Nice little stutter step from her. As the Longhorns look to be threatening again. About 20 meters out. So strong is Nia Barkham, powering through that line. Aggies think about the counter ruck again, but the scrum half's gonna take it from the base. It's Wilson. She finds Rankin. Going to that left side. See if they'll maybe change directions. They do. Barkham. Good defense from the Aggies, really holding them here. Just their perseverance in defense has been phenomenal. Longhorns stacking up the phases though, looking for more. It's a little bit of a bounce ball. Encarnacion gets it all the way out to the edge. This is Young. Jinhua Young gonna score for Texas. Also a freshman getting it done.
Great work there from Jinhua Young to finish that one off for this Texas team. A lot of players involved in there. It's not quite coming as easy for the Longhorns as it was in that first half. They're made to work for it. They had momentum. Gets that one down. Take a look at it here. Encarnacion has been the player to watch. The ball comes up to Jinhua Young. Young takes that one around the corner, the first-year player. Well rewarded for the try here. Just slipped back inside. Almost lost the ball, but able to hang on to it and touch down those 5 points.
Didn't hear a whistle for that conversion. Should take us to 85-5. Longhorns still well in command of this match. Excuse me, 92-5. Math has never been my strong point. But the Aggies will get us restarted here with about 7 minutes to go. Can they get some more points on the board? 5 points. Their one try coming through. Man and Previtt, there's junior out of San Ramon, California. They've had some bright spots in this second half, really starting to get it together, building their confidence. This Longhorn side has been just tough to stop. It's a nice run there by Isabella Herrera. Steal by the Aggies, though. That's the senior Castleang getting it back for the Aggies. Now it's in Blockinger's hands. Got one player down behind. Yeah, we're gonna just stop for that player. Make sure she's all right.
That's Castleang. She had a little bit of a problem with her leg before, and then, you know, right now came back. You saw the players coming back out of that contact area and just bumped into her. So it seems to be a little bit of a leg issue here. We will, of course, hope the best for Erin Castleang, the Sugar Land, Texas native, and senior being looked at by the medical staff here.
And looking ahead at what these teams have got in front of them, Texas is going to head up I-35 to OU October 19th. That's a huge derby match for them. They actually haven't played as much as they would normally in the past, but getting that derby back together. And then A&M has a couple of weekends off. They will play OU on November 2nd. So OU's got a couple of games in a row there. And OU sitting in third on the table. So 2 big matches coming up for them. Texas could have the opportunity to potentially improve. They're in second behind Southern Nazarene with 4 points, and Southern Nazarene has 8 points. They're undefeated. So we could see some shakeup in the rankings in the next couple of weeks as this season gets underway.
Certainly could. Southern Nazarene, a very good program at that university. So they will be looking to run the table, of course. These teams are looking to have something to say about it. But there's a good game at the end of the day for the Aggies here. Really show some heart in the second half as they move forward in the season. As they take on some teams that may not be as strong as Texas is. This will help them out down the road. Rhino Rugby features Rhino Rugby balls recycled. Save the planet with Rhino Rugby. Go green with Rhino Rugby. Introducing Rhino Rugby's recycled rugby balls. Same great performance, now eco-friendly. Visit rhinorugby.com to learn more.
It's pretty cool that those are made out of tires.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Players seem to very much like them as well. They get good review out of the players.
Oh, that's good, because, you know, kickers are, I was a kicker, so we're pretty picky about the ball and the weight of it and the flight. So if you change the material. We'll restart play. 92-5 is our score. Longhorns in the driver's seat, but Aggies got the ball here. See if they can get some more points on the board. It's big defensive pressure from the Longhorns, though, driving them backwards. Morgan will get him going from that scrum half position. Blockinger, and then back to Morgan. A little bit of loop-de-loop there. A&M not making as much forward ground. There it is. That's much better from them. We've seen an absolute turnaround in this second half. The Aggies, much more ball in hand time, much more territory. Really putting together a stellar second half. You have to wonder if they could have survived the first half, what this game could have been. It could have been a really close match. Carrying that one is Pravat, the try scorer, the lone scorer for the Aggies. Morgan's gonna get them going. Blockinger offloading to her forwards, getting them more involved in this match. Longhorn thought about stealing that one, but listen to the referee. Little quick hands there. One possibly just going forward, a little bit of a knock on. Yes, it'll be Longhorn scrum.
Longhorn scrum here, about 5 minutes to go. If they want to hit that century mark, they're going to have to put something in pretty quick. Aggies, another good set of play there. You're talking about what the Aggies have done in the second half. I would really have liked to have heard Chewy Carcano, the coach's halftime conversation. Whatever she said to this team really sparked them in the second half to keep themselves alive, putting out some phases, play with intent. Been a very good second half for this A&M team. A couple of tries for this Texas team. But Aggies, a completely different outfit in the second half.
Absolutely. 73-0 at the half, and we were feared that we might definitely cross the century line, but see more than that. So A&M defense has been stepped up, and their attack has been spectacular. Of course, Texas has put in some replacements, so you know players, probably some newer players in. You may have you're going to keep a couple veterans out there just to keep the organization, but big turnaround for this A&M side. Coaches are going to definitely be proud of that. The alumni in the stands will love it as well. Ball in for Texas. 4 minutes left to go on this Friday Night Rugby. Penalty advantage. Offsides would be the call, I imagine. There's a boot. Nobody at home for A&M. They have to track back. They come back for that penalty. So the backs were offsides.
Offsides penalty called a little further up. So again, it's Texas ball here. Rankin steps up. She's going to turn it over, however, and let one of her other teammates get this play started. But a great attacking position here for this Longhorn team. And you've seen them earlier in this game. I mean, just recently, Lauren Kanzi put one in off of one of these plays. We'll see what they've cooked up this time.
It's a nice carry by Kanzi, the last one to score. Most recently for Texas, going around the outside, finding a little bit of a gap, but then finds the defense. Now into the hands of a couple of the replacement players. Better tackling from the Aggies, trying to steal that one, almost gets it. Penalty though, offsides again. Texas will slow this down, start to use that clock a little bit.
See if it goes back to Kanzi. She's done pretty well so far, but they're going to get going.
Nice little offloads on the shoulder. Sparkman getting in on the action. Having just come on the pitch. The back stacked for days here. Look at all this. Look at this depth and the numbers coming on. Looks like a sevens line. It's Yuma through the line. Looking for a bit of support. Sophomore. And here the Texas fight cheer on the sideline. Rankin threads that one. Beautiful through the defenders. Now Encarnacion taking it up. New scrum half in, so the pace has changed just a little bit for this Texas side. Another replacement with a big leg drive. Going to the left side. Now you can tell we've got some newer players in as they're just getting their feet wet. That's Sparkman again. That's a senior, so still some veterans out there for Texas. Getting across the 22-meter line. It's Kanzi again. Couple of defenders shirking them off, just littering Aggie players behind her as she gets in for her second score.
So impressed with Kanzi in these last few minutes. Now, obviously, she's been playing throughout the game here, but really starting to show and get into those spaces. You know, running like somebody that should have a higher number in her back. We're in the number 4 right there, but she certainly can weave her way through. See the ball come out here. That's Hannah Chowdhury playing in that distributor role for this part of the second half. And Kanzi just finds her way around players and sees those seams and able to just get a little acceleration through them, which makes a huge difference and puts her into the try zone as they get the extra 2 points.
Just building that score for Texas. And if they want to have any chance at catching Southern Nazarene, they're going to need to build that score. Take another look at Kanzi. Just look at how many defenders, they're hitting her legs. You know, you're trying to hit the tree trunk, as we call it, the middle of the body when you're a tackler, and just try to get them to slow down, but she's able to just outlast all of those tacklers. But if Texas wants to catch Southern Nazarene, they've got a point differential. They've scored 154 points, and no one has scored against them yet. So point differential is important for this D1 bracket.
They're at 99 right now, 99 to 5. So interesting moments here for this Texas team. Can they break the century? Maybe a little time left. Referee had some extra time in the first half.
Yep, our clock is in the red, but as John's alluding to, the referee has the official time, so we will play until that whistle goes into the hands of the Longhorns. Last chance for them to get to the hundo. Sparkman just been so strong in this match. 2 early tries from them. Now the replacement, Priya West, getting in on the action. A freshman taking architecture and architectural engineering as their major. Now to the backs, what can they do? They've been so strong this whole game. Bit of a flat pass there to Howry. Howry still going. Beautiful run from Howry, offloading to Yoon. Now ripped from the hands, though. What a bump that is. My goodness, the Aggies in the second half. Now Rankin trying to steal that one. No, referee says hands off. It's Aggies' last gasp here. They want more. Can they get another score? Here comes the ball, slow ball. It's Morgan comes around to that scrum half position. Blockinger's gonna take it straight up, looking for the offload. Doesn't come. Morgan taking her time, sees a little gap maybe. Well defended, now Rankin just takes it away. Gonna go around to the outside, looking for some space for Howry. We're into touch. To see, is that the final whistle? No, referee has a bit more time to go.
Referee going to continue to play here. Another line out here. This is going to be Texas A&M ball just inside the Texas half. Opportunity here for the Aggies possibly to put more points on the board.
Could be an opportunity for the Aggies. They've had a solid line out tonight. It's a short line, 4 players in. It's a short throw as well. I don't know that it went 5 meters. Yep, that's the call. Free kick.
Offside, it's your ball.
Looks like the referee's whistling a penalty here. I think it's a penalty for Texas.
We'll go with that. So Texas remains with the ball in hand. Kansi has come on and just had a blinding second half, done so well, 2 tries. Now the backs get in on the action. Looking for a bit of space, going backwards though. Scheichler with it now, and then into the hands of 16. Rankin gets it to Barkham, who's been just such a good player in this game, getting around a couple of defenders. Ooh, a pull on the jersey there, but offloads to Yoon. Yoon scored in the first half. Attack still going, penalty advantage for the Longhorns. Sparkman getting in on the action. Rankin will take it. They've got lots of green grass out here. And Carcio, what a step from her! Gathered in though by Cassie Lang. Up again. Now the offload to Scheichler. Not a flat pass picked up by the Aggies. It's in the hands of Morgan. We're into 84th minute of this long match. So many yards have been run. So many meters and so many points have been scored. Long looping run. A&M kicks it out. But my goodness, Texas taking this one. Friday Night Rugby, 99-5. Getting retribution revenge on A&M, who won it last year when they were at home. And look at the celebration from the Longhorns.
Texas will be absolutely ecstatic about the win, but that second half show from the Texas A&M Aggies, certainly an impressive bit of play there. So really have to keep your eye on that. For a young team, this Aggies team really kept their heart and showed up in the second half. You have to give all credit to that first half of absolute mastery from this Texas Longhorns team. What worked?
Absolutely. And Longhorns improve on the season. They move to 2-1. And A&M still searching for a win. Big cheer from the Longhorns.
Them Horns, they got their hands up there. They are pretty thrilled. And the Aggies as well, Wendy. Certainly happy to have played in this Friday Night Rugby matchup. Couple of looks here. That's early on there from Nia Barkham. Nia Barkham, an excellent player for this Longhorns team. And just across the board, they were scoring. Bella Rankin and just telling people which way to go. That's Madison Chapman who scores this one. She had a couple of long-range runs during this matchup. Again, you look at Barkham, players just trying with everything they could to get a hold of her jersey and couldn't get there. Just breaking away. This is Chapman again coming down the field. Sorry, it was Chlar Morum. And what a game here for the Texas Longhorns.
And a fantastic match for the Longhorns, taking this one with a massive score, 99-5. They improve on the season, move to 2-1. The Aggies getting just a lone score in the second half, but a lot for them to build on. You've been watching National Collegiate Rugby, Friday Night Rugby, With Next Level Rugby, I'm Wendy Young. On behalf of our entire crew and John Broker, we appreciate you watching.